It is Super Draco 380 and we're back for stage 37 of Build the Battleship Bismarck. Today we're going to be doing the foretop radar in a port hull section. So first things first, we're going to do the hull section. So let's hit music, and once the hull section's installed, I'll be back. Alright, and then with that hull section complete, we're going to move on. We're going to start the radar unit. So first thing we got to do is we got to attach the deck to the foretop command post attachment. And so the instructions are just telling us to dab some glue on there and then stick it there. Now since it's an isosceles triangle, it only fits one way. Seems pretty straightforward. Alright, and then now that that's attached, we're going to go right into building the gearbox for the radar. So we're going to bring over the same kind of cog setup as we had before. So the first cog, just like the previous one, is going to have that long shaft on it. And then in that shaft, we've also got a couple of pins that are going to go in there, just like before. And then there's also a couple of screws for mounting the motor. The only real difference is they wanted us to fit the shaft before we put the cog in there. So then we're going to take the second gear, or the second cog, and this will be the one that does not have the cross-shaped motor mount. And we're going to go ahead and put a shaft into that one as well. And as we notice, the shaft doesn't have any friction in it. So we're just going to go ahead and mesh the teeth, get the shaft in place, and then make sure it's in the right spot. And so it just dropped in, the teeth are meshed, and as you notice, I can spin freely. So then we're going to need the third cog, which is going to fit over top of the first shaft, just like the previous radar unit. And then we're going to fit the cover. Cover will only fit in one orientation due to the shape and also the two pins for the motor to screw into. So we're going to fix that with three 2x5mm PB screws. And as is tradition, I'll be back after the screwing is finished. And that pun was probably more unintentional than it should have been. Well, actually, I guess that was an entendre, but besides the point. Oh, and I just stuck a magnet to my screwdriver here just because it's losing magnetism and I hadn't had a chance to remagnetize it. Alright, next we're going to be fitting the motor. It's going to basically be exactly the same as last time, so I'm not even going to really talk a whole lot because we're just repeating what we've already done. Except just like the previous one, you want the wire on the motor, at least in this orientation, going to the right. Alright, now the motor's installed. Next it wants us to attach the base of the radar, and that's going to attach with a 2x5mm PB screw, just like the other one. Okay, and now that I've got everything attached, I'm going to bring in the test board, and we're going to give this a quick test, just like the other, because of the problems some people had with this. And no problem whatsoever. So next we're going to fit the radar unit onto the base. Now the radar unit has one peg and the base has one slot, so there's no wrong way to install this. Fits pretty good, so we're going to apply some glue to the base. I apologize for doing that off frame. Alright, and it's going to fit on like that. And then the last thing we're going to do is we're going to fit the command post, the foretop command post attachment onto the foretop command post. So it's just going to peg in there like so. We're going to check our fit, make sure it's in the right orientation. If I could hold the blasted thing in frame. So I'm going to apply some super glue to the holes. There we go. And it's just slotted in like so. And that's all that we have to do in that stage. So I will see you next time for stage 38, where we're going to continue working on the radar, and we'll be doing a whole section. Thanks for watching.